X-Men 97 Season 2 is officially done, y'all, and I got some thoughts because this season had some really high highs, but also some lows where I was just sitting there like, what are we doing? Hey, fellow Marvelites, it's the Marvels Mr. A, and we gotta talk about this Season 2 finale of X-Men 97. But as always, let's get it. First off, let's talk about Nightcrawler. He was the GOAT this season. I don't care. Nobody was touching him. The way that man moves in combat is ridiculous. The teleporting, the way he was taking people out, the fact that he was able to go against basically the entire X-Men team without even having a weapon, that was insane. But honestly, I loved more than the fight was who Nightcrawler. I loved who Nightcrawler was this whole season. Like this man was willing to defend his brother even though his brother hated him. And to me, that says everything. Nightcrawler doesn't just talk about his fate, he actually lives it. He walks the walks. He's really about that life. And then in the finale, he's willing to he not just willing, he sacrifices himself for his sister. It's just beautiful because his faith isn't just something that shows up when everything's good. It shows up how he treats people, how he forgives people, how he loves people, that he's willing to sacrifice for them. And honestly, every time Nightcrawler had any moment in the season, it felt like the episode immediately got better. Now, Cable, brother, we need to talk because the fact that you took aim at Gambit and shot him point blank range, that is insane. Like, yes, everything worked out in the end, but still, you made that decision to take a life, and I really don't know how you come back from that with anybody, with any of the X Men. But at the same time, I'm interested to see where they take Cable because his entire life has been basically hunting Apocalypse, and now that mission is complete. What happens to his identity? Is his identity gone now that the mission is basically over? What can Cable even do now? Is there a timeline for him? Where does he fit in the timeline? In the past, in the present, in the future? We don't know. Now, the Summers family, Scott, Jean, Cable. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm kind of tired of this storyline. Like, I get it. They're family. They got trauma. They've been torn apart. But they got most of the storylines from both seasons, and we have so many more X-Men. Can anybody else get some love? Because it feels like we keep coming back to Scott, Jean, Cable, Scott, Jean, Cable. Throw in the clone Jean. Boom. Every time it's someone in the Summers family. Even Lady Ascane. Another Summer. It's like just Summers everywhere. But I'm just ready to move on. Like, let them heal, let them do that, let them be a family. Cool. But next season, I need to see some of our X Men get some real storylines. Speaking of those who didn't get real storylines, Beast and Storm. Like, can we please talk about Beast and Storm? Like, because how do you how do you have both of them on the team and you barely give them anything to do? Like, our boy Beast was basically just there for the season. What did Beast have a storyline? I don't think so. What was his actual arc? He just seemed like the fix it repair guy, and that's Beast is one of the most brilliant minds in the Marvel universe, and he was just relegated to side character. And our Omega Mutant Storm, our goddess of the weather, Storm. Oh my gosh, the only time she got any love was at the start of the season when she created that firestorm. And I was like, okay, we're about to get more Storm, about to level her up. But nope, that was it. And it's crazy because we know who Storm is. She is amazing and she just got no love. And to do that when you have one of the most interesting, most powerful X Men and she got no love this season, that is insane. I have a problem with that. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have a problem with that. Like, let's think about it. Scott had a story, Jean had a story, Cable had a story, Xavier had a story, at least to some extent. Rogue had moments. I mean, even Polaris barely showed up in the middle of the season. She got a little bit of a story. But then you have people like Beast, Storm. I forgot. Even Jubilee had a brief moment with her little fight sequence. and Sunspot. But I'm like, this is the X-Men, not the Summers family. It is the X-Men. There's more of them. Let's start using some more of our some more of these characters next season. Now, I'm gonna be real with y'all. My biggest problem with season 2 is I felt like they just couldn't stick the landing. Something big could have happened, and I would be like, okay, is it actually going to change anything? And because an episode later, it's kind of back to the original status quo. No big changes happened that were lasting. I mean, let's use Wolverine as an example. When he lost his adamantium claws, he got him back in basically an episode later. I would have been perfectly fine seeing him with those bone claws and seeing how we could adapt his storyline. Maybe him losing a sense of identity and growing as a person. But it never happened. I mean, that could have been a season long thing. But instead, we just squeezed it in and got it done under an episode. And it just felt like the show wanted to make big changes, but every big change went back to normal an episode later. I think honestly, a better idea for them was at the beginning of the season when they were stuck in time periods. I think that could have been a whole entire season itself. Now, stay with me. Here's the idea. Imagine if we spent the whole season following two different groups at two different time periods. You have one story here, another story there. They're all growing, they're all changing, and they're happening in tandem side by side. And slowly everything starts to come together and they reunite in the finale. That would have hit much harder. We would have actually felt the weight of their choices in if we separated them like that. But instead, it felt like we got introduced to this really big idea of like, oh, they're flung into the past or in the future, and boom, one episode, 2 episodes later, we're back to normal. And it just the season just felt so scattered. There were so many things trying to happen, so many statements trying to be made, but it just made no sense. And when it comes to that, like I start to think about season 1 of this show versus season 2. And for me, season 1 is still better. Season 1 felt like it had a story, one story. Everything kept building towards something. And then when we got to the finale, it finally felt like everything had paid off. But this season, it felt like they were going everywhere and nowhere at the same time. We had stuff with Wolverine, stuff with Cable, stuff with Apocalypse, Scott and Jean, Polaris, different timelines, Great and Creed, Mystique, and individually, all these characters, all these stories, they're amazing, they're cool. But that's the thing. I don't hate these ideas. I actually like a lot of them, but it felt like there were too many of them happening at the same time. So instead, it just felt like too many cooks in the kitchen. Honestly, I would have preferred if some of them just got put into separate seasons or maybe some spin offs. Now, ideas for season 3. Well, let's talk about season 3 with that finale. Graydon Creed is becoming president is crazy because we already know how this man feels about mutants. So now we're going to put him in the White House. What's that going to mean? I mean, he's probably going to bring back the Sentinel program. It's going to be even crazier, and maybe we might see some more Bolivar Trask. That could be a pretty good storyline right there. And with that man, the White House, and with Mystique and the end credit scene, come on now. We already know it's about to get messy. A mother and son reunion after she already lost one of her kids. Ooh, it's gonna be a lit. It's gonna be lit next season. But honestly, I just want season 3 to just slow down a bit. Okay, give some other X-Men the spotlight. Let's let the changes that are made let them last. And with that said, let's keep Magneto on ice for a little bit. Let's not bring him back next season. Let's keep him on ice, all right? Because season 2 had some amazing moments, but it just was just too many things happening. It was hard to focus. But overall, I still put season 1 over season 2. But what do y'all think? Am I tripping? Was season 1 really that better, much better than season 2? And also, which X-Men do you think got robbed screen time this season? Because for me, it was primarily Beast and Storm. They're definitely up there. Let me know what you think in the comments. As I'm the Marvelous Mr. A, and as always, stay marvelous.